Hey everyone, welcome to my quick little live session here and recording through StreamYard. And I want to show you about a new technique that I found this week at the virtual Pete and C conference for technology in Pennsylvania, technology education. And it's this idea of a chat waterfall. And this chat waterfall comes from the Cyber Sisters. They're two educators. They teach at Agora Charter School, I think it's called. They're virtual teachers. And they gave one really, well, a number of great ideas, but one really simple one to help engage your students in a live chat session. All right, so I'm going to ask you to give this one a shot possibly. So here we go. Let's take a look at what this chat waterfall is and the problem that it solves. Well, we know quite often students are disengaged right now when it comes to our live sessions. You know, maybe they're there, but they're not there, right? Their camera could be off. They could be, out and away, or mentally they're checked out, right? Another problem we have is not new to virtual teaching, but it's, this idea of a beach ball discussion question. This is another one I heard in this conference where, you ask a question, throw it out to your class, and it's the same student who answers back. Right. And you just have this discussion back and forth, like hitting a beach ball between you and one student. You probably have one or two students in your class who likes to answer all of your questions. Well, how can we try and engage more students and hear from all of your students at one time? Well, enter the chat waterfall from the Cyber Sisters. So the goal behind the chat waterfall is to literally try and break the chat, they'll tell the students, where we're going to try and fill this chat up, get it going so quick that you break it. More importantly, it's something different for the students. It's a novel approach. It is kind of cool to see. I'll be honest, when they were talking about it in their session, I was kind of like, oh, okay, this is cheesy. And then when we did it, I was like, oh, that is pretty cool to see. Most importantly, though, is you'll be able to hear from all of your students, not just the vocal ones, not that one or two student who answers all of your questions. Well, how's it work? A couple steps, really 3 or 4 simple steps here. The first one is you're going to need to pose a question, right? You're going to ask a question and tell your students to type the answers, but do not hit send. So maybe your question is a simple one like, who will win the NL East this upcoming season, right? So you ask your students who's going to win the NL East, type it in the chat, don't hit send. Then what you'll do is you'll count it down. After you've given everybody sufficient time, right? You use your old wait time, you count it down. 3, 2, 1, hit send. And once you say that, once you get all the kids hitting send, the chat will look like a waterfall. It will explode with all their responses, right? So it's kind of cool to watch the chat blow up. Kids will like this, I promise, right? Even if they don't tell you that, it is neat to see. Now, the last step, this is where the magic happens here, is you're going to discuss some of the answers. The goal is to discuss from people who really usually won't be the one answering those questions. Like, hey, Sally, I see you said the Mets are going to win the NL East. You obviously are wrong. Johnny said the Phillies. Johnny, don't you think the Phillies need some more pitching help? Whatever it might be, you can use all of these answers to help spur your discussion. So you've heard from all of your students at one time. Give it a shot. You see scrolling across the bottom, check out their podcast if you need some different ideas, but try using this chat waterfall to enhance your engagement and hear from all your students in a live session.